and welcome back to the channel. Today I thought we should discuss one of the most important financial events of the year in South Africa, which is the 2025 South African budget speech. So if you are a small business owner or an entrepreneur or just someone who's just curious to know how these changes will affect your pockets, then this video is for you. I'll be sharing a lot of information today, so just sit back and relax. We will be breaking down a lot of key takeaways from Mr. Enoch Godongwana's budget speech. And then for those who don't know who he is, he is the Finance Minister of South Africa. So we'll be looking at the tax changes, the funding opportunities, and also the impact of the VAT increase. So make sure that you watch until the end for practical insights on how to navigate these changes. So I observed 4 key highlights from the speech from our Finance Minister, and they are the following. First off, we have the economic growth projections and government spending plans. So the minister mentioned that the GDP growth forecast for 2025 has been revised to 1.1%, which is down from the previous target of 1.3%. And this cautious outlook will underscore the need for prudent fiscal management and for targeted investments to help stimulate the economy. And then the second highlight is the tax relief or adjustments that affect individuals and businesses. So when looking at value-added tax, also known as VAT, the value-added tax rate will increase by 0.5 percentage points to 15.5% and on the 1st of May 2025, and then by another 0.5 percentage points to 16% on the 1st of April 2026. And a number of economists have weighed in on these changes, and I would like to suggest that you read up on this better to better understand how it will affect you on the long run. Then also we're looking at the turnover tax for micro businesses. So this will mean that tax rates for businesses earning under 1 million rand per year will remain unchanged. And there is a progressive structure starting at 0% for turnovers up to 335,000 rand per year. And another thing that our finance minister mentioned is important for small business owners and entrepreneurs is that for qualifying SMEs, the first 95,750 of taxable income is tax-free, with the subsequent income tax for guaranteed rates of up to 27%. The third highlight is the funding opportunities for SMEs. So the minister mentioned the Energy Bounce Back Loan Guarantee Scheme, EBB, which provides loans to SMEs for rooftop solar investments to assist them to mitigate the impact of load shedding. Then there is also the Township and Rural Entrepreneurship Program, which offers financial assistance, business infrastructure support, and market access facilitation for businesses in those areas. Then there's also the Cooperatives Development Support Program, CDSP, which prioritizes financial and non-financial support for cooperatives owned by women, youth, and persons with disabilities. And then lastly, there is the support for women-owned businesses, which ensures that 40% of public procurement goes to women-owned businesses. And then it also introduces the Women's Empowerment Fund. And the last highlight I saw is that I want to mention is the government's support for job creation and entrepreneurship. So 23.7 billion has been allocated for job creation initiatives, and the allocation will also assist business owners by providing them with wage subsidies and training. And then there's also a 1 billion rand investment that's there to support local electrical vehicles, EV production, batteries, and related manufacturing projects. And it is expected that the investment will attract the private sector investment of up to 30 billion rand. Yeah, that's a lot. Now we're going to focus more on the VAT changes. So as I've mentioned earlier, the VAT rate will increase by 0.5 percentage points to 50.5% on the 1st of May 2025, and then by another 0.5 percentage points to 16% on the 1st of April 2026. So when looking at the VAT compliance rules and exemptions for small businesses, there are no specific changes announced regarding VAT compliance rules or exemptions for small businesses in the 2025 budget. But it is good for entrepreneurs and business owners to remember that they must register for VAT if their income exceeds 1 million rand in a consecutive 12-month period. And then there's also a voluntary VAT registration that is available for businesses with income exceeding 50,000 rand in the past 12-month period. So here is the interesting part. As an entrepreneur, small business owner, or someone considering starting their side hustle, you need to understand the impact of these VAT changes on your input costs, on your pricing of your product or service, and on your customer demand. So here is a quick disclaimer. I did a number of economics modules in my years of studying in business school, but it doesn't mean I will be able to explain these terms in great detail. So please go do your own research, but I'll just highlight the concepts on how I understood them. So firstly, input costs. And practically this means that your suppliers may increase their prices to reflect a higher VAT rate, which can lead to increased costs for your business. So a business tip I can give you here is that you can consider renegotiating with your suppliers, contracts, and exploring alternative suppliers to manage the costs effectively. Then next up we have product pricing, and this is basically how businesses can pass the VAT increase onto their customers by raising their product or service prices. So a business tip I have for you here is that you can conduct a market analysis before adjusting the prices to ensure that you remain competitive while covering your costs. And then for customer demand, practically this means that it can be seen as when a business maybe charges a higher price, then the customers reduce their spending, and this leads to lower sales volumes for the business. So a business tip I can give you here is that to offer value-added services or discounts to help you retain your customers during this transition period. Aside from the tax and VAT changes, there are other important elements in the 2025 budget speech that could indirectly impact small business owners. So one of these is the bracket creep. I heard an economist explain this in the news a couple of nights ago, and it's basically the fact that personal income tax brackets have not been adjusted for inflation again this year. So this means that as inflation rises, many taxpayers will end up paying more taxes simply because they move into a higher tax brackets. For instance, if you're an employee earning 15,000 Rand a month, you will see the effective tax rate rise from 6.1% in 2050 to 8.4% to 2025, making life more expensive for the employees and the customers alike. Another crucial aspect is the debt servicing cost. So with South Africa's national debt reaching an alarming 389.6 billion rands this year, this means that every rand collected in revenue, about 22 cents of it goes towards paying off debt. So which is more than what the government allocates for health or policing or basic education combined. So like to address the cost of living pressures, the government has also increased social grants above inflation. So the older age grant and disability grant have both increased to 2,315 Rand, which is an additional 130 Rand. And the child support grant is now 560 with an additional 30 Rand. And the social relief of distress SRD grant has been extended until March 2026, which benefits over 10 million South Africans at the moment. And economists predict that these measures will provide relief to lower income groups, which could have a knock-off effect on consumer spending patterns. As I come to the end of this very informative lesson, you might be asking yourself, what does all of this mean for you as an entrepreneur or a small business owner? So first off, it's crucial to start reviewing your pricing strategy now to accommodate the VAT increase. Also, make sure that you explore the available funding opportunities to help ease the financial pressure on yourself and to help you support your business growth. And then if you're not yet VAT registered, it's a good time to evaluate whether it makes sense for your business or not. And then lastly, government incentives for job creation and entrepreneurship mean that there are new opportunities for those looking to grow or scale their businesses. So please do your research and explore the opportunities. And then finally, remember that while these changes may seem daunting at first, they also present opportunities, especially if you are proactive about adapting your business strategies. And then if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and then also subscribe to the channel for more business insights, and share the video with anyone you know will benefit from this information. And as always, please let me know in the comment section how these changes will affect your business. I would love to hear from you. And then also, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.